This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com in review. And what I'm looking at today is the first 8-episode season of Netflix's 1899, directed by Baranbo Adar. And I'd be amiss if I didn't mention Yante Frise, who is his writing partner as well as showrunner for 1899, because this is great television. As I mentioned earlier, it's only 8 episodes. This means not investing an inordinate amount of time in watching it, but boy is it worth it. If you're not familiar with the story, it revolves around a ship, the Corobos, departing Europe to New York. And they happen upon an abandoned ship named the Prometheus. You're probably aware that Ouroboros is another name for Cerberus, which is the three-headed dog that guards the gates of Hades. And Prometheus is the god, Greek god, that gave, I believe Prometheus is Greek. Vulcan is Roman, I think. In any case, Prometheus is the god that gave fire to humans. And the series revolves around what happens when the Corobos finds Prometheus. It is a fascinating series. And from someone who didn't complete Dark, I started it but never finished it. 1899 is a great series. It is really, really good. And it goes into the lives of a group of these people who are aboard the ship. But nothing is as it seems with this series. Don't get too caught up in the lives of these people. Well, you can't help but be caught up in their lives because they're really interesting. But don't invest too much in their lives at this point, because this is the first season and nothing is what it seems. In fact, going into it, keep that in mind. Nothing is what it seems to be. And as the series progresses, more secrets are revealed, and the more interesting it becomes. There's so much potential in 1899. It is extremely well acted. The people that we meet are really interesting, and it's a beautiful movie. And when I say beautiful, I'm talking about production design, I'm talking about lighting. It's just so well done. And a lot of this series was produced during COVID, so they couldn't go to live locations. Instead, they used the volume. If you're not familiar with the volume, it's, I believe, Lucasfilm or Disney created it, and it's a space where videos are shot. And the thing about the volume is that it's surrounded by hundreds, if not thousands, of LED lights, and it's able to simulate all kinds of lighting conditions. So it's really fascinating how 1899 uses this technology in ways that, as far as I'm aware, it hasn't been used before. And it is wonderful. It is entirely convincing to watch these people on a ship. They're not on a ship. There is no ship at all in this production. There's not even a model ship, and I wish there were because I like practical effects. But there are no model ships. There are no ships. But using the volume, they're able to mimic being at sea, and it works extraordinarily well. 1899 is shocking, and it reminds me somewhat of, not to give away too much of it, it reminds me of things like The Prisoner. It reminds me what The Matrix Resurrections should have been, which is to say clever and interesting, because I've seen that movie and it wasn't. If you have not seen 1899, check it out. It's currently on Netflix, and I'm being deliberately vague. In fact, I think I may have given away too much of it already, but it's well worth seeing and damn, it is good. This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com interviews. If you agree, disagree, let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like or a follow.